So in today's tutorial we'll be making this wrap top. So it's a wrap top with Teflon, and as you can see right there on the thumbnail. Okay, so this is a subscriber's request and I decided to make this video to show you how to go about a wrap top like this. So here I have my bodice pattern for the front. So we are working on the front piece alone. The back is easy, just your simple back. And here I have my chest line. This is the bust point, this is the under bust point, and this is the waist line for the front. I have my waist dart and my bust dart. So this is my bust dart for the whole dress. So the first thing I would love to do now is to create the neckline. So in creating the neckline, I'm going to do this. I'm going to get my center front line. So this is my center front line. So I'll just represent it with dotted lines because it's going to guide me on how to make my neckline. So coming from this shoulder, I'm going to go in by 2.5 from the tip of my shoulder and make a mark. I'll also do the same from the tip of my shoulder and make a mark, so I know where my neckline is going to be. I'll place my ruler on this line and I'll push it to this line. Okay, so at this line I'll just measure 3 or 3.5 inches. Okay, so that's where my 3.5 inches is. I'll come from here to I'll also measure about 3 or 3.5 inches. So I'm using 3.5 inches specifically. So on this line I'm going to measure where I want my neckline to be. So from the neckline I'm working with 4.5. okay, from my natural neckline I would work with 4.5, but you can still measure this on your client's neckline or on your own neckline if you are making it for yourself. So here I'll come in with my pattern ruler and I'll just try to make a line. But if I can't make this, like I always emphasize, sometimes it's difficult to make this line with pattern rulers. So I'll just try again with another shape of my pattern ruler to see if it can sit in there. But if it does not, okay, so I can just manage what I have here and use my hands to finish it off. So I've created this neckline right now, passing through that 4.5, and I'll place my ruler this way into from that point into that leg. Okay, as you can see right there on the thumbnail. So the next thing I will do now, I'll also place my ruler, my straight ruler, from that 3.5 to the 4.5 center line, and I'll connect it to the bust point. So that is where that is going to be. So you can still go ahead to take it to the side of the dress. Okay, so just continue drawing the line wherever you have it. That is where it will be. So we are going to trace that part out. So this part, please just don't make it sharp. Okay, so you can see me blending it in. So the next thing we want to do now is to create the darts. We are creating both a princess dart for both sides. So for the princess dart I'm creating for both sides, I'll just quickly take my armhole line. Okay, well, I have 10.5 here. Divide by 2 will give me 5.25, and I'll come down by 1 inch for it, and then I'll just go ahead and place my pattern ruler on the princess dart line this way. So but before I do that, let me contour the under bust first. So contouring my under bust, I love to go by this, taking my under bust measurement firmly. Round your under bust, whatever you have, divide by 4. So this is my under bust, divide by 4, and I will mark. I'm using that 1.5 here, so what I have here is 1.25. So on the center front side I'll put 0.25 and the rest of the 1 inch this side. So I'll just go ahead and place my pattern ruler to shaping or contour my under. So you can see how I place my ruler. So I just go ahead and do this and do that. So whatever I do here, I'll quickly do here as well. So this princess that I was making on the other side, I'll just come here now and take my measurement. So I still have the 10.5. So half of it is 5.25 and 1 inch down from there. That is what I have right there. So I'll come in with my pattern ruler now and complete the process of my princess that. So you can see it right here. From here I'll come in by 0.75 or 0.5, and I'll just go ahead and connect my princess that. So I'll repeat the same thing here right now. What I did here, I'll just repeat it here because it's just the same process. So I'll get here and mark what I have here, 1.25. I'll impute 0.25 here and 1 inch here. So I'll still go ahead with my pattern ruler. So take note of how pattern rulers are kept, okay, for accurate contouring. I just go ahead and connect. Go ahead and connect. So I've already marked my princess that line here. So I'll just place my ruler. So you can see it's following the line I made already to this point. And I'll go ahead and do this. So that is that, and we have our princess that. So right here we will be tracing out this, the whole of this now, including this princess that, and then we'll be cutting out from here and closing. So of course you see how we are going to do it. So I'll just get my piece of paper now. I'll place it to trace out, okay. So I'll just go ahead to trace out now. So I'll just cover the whole area I need to trace. Okay. So from my tracing now, I'm just going this way. I'm seeing my lines, so I'll just follow my lines. I'll follow the lines of the neckline. I'll get to this point. From here, I'll just trace out into the armhole. Okay, so this is where I have my princess, my dart. So this is my dart, and this is the princess dart. So the princess dart going in this way, and the boss dart, I'll just go ahead. So I'll trace out my boss dart. Of course I'll close it off on the traced paper. Can you see that? Then this is my waist dart up to that point. So these are the points I need for this dress, and I'll take it away and cut it out. So I'm going to cut it out now. So make sure you trace it appropriately. So I will separate it the normal way we separate our princess dart. And we are going to join it back as well. So I'll just cut out. And here I'll close up my bust dart. Of course, if you have been following this channel, you know that this is the method we use to close our bust dart and sew our princess dart. So I'll just go ahead and close the bust dart. Can you see? So bust dart is closed right now. I'll continue on the line. So this particular one I just made right now is going to be inside the dress with another color of fabric, as you can see right there on the thumbnail. So this is what I just did now. This is what I just traced out for the inside of this dress. So you are going to sew the inner part of this dress this way and form your princess dart. So when sewing, you start from under, you keep sewing. Of course, you know how we sew our princess dart. So I will keep this one, and then we will now cut the upper piece. So when cutting the upper piece, remember we still have our bust dart to close, and this is where we are cutting. So I'll just go ahead and cut the bust here. Then I will now go ahead and cut this one. So please, this one I'm cutting it, and that is where we are joining it. You can see how that was cut. All right, so I'll close up the bust dart for this. So we have our full bust here. So bust dart is closed, as you can see, and I'll come over here. Sorry, you don't need to cut it out completely. Alright, so this is what we have on our pattern. This is the part that will be sewn to complete this part. Okay, so this is it, and this is that. So when you are sewing it, it comes and matches up here. Okay, but because of the curve here, you can still add a little, like 0.5, and blend it up in case when sewing it, instead of having a shortage, you can add some. But on paper here, there is no, but because of the curve, you might have slight shortage, so you can just add a little and contour back. So this is the pattern. So first of all, the inner part will be sewn. This is the inner part that will be sewn. Let me keep it this way. So this is going to be sewn like this, while this one will come up this way. Can you see? So this is the pattern of sewing. You are going to place it this way to sew. This one and this one, you match it up together before you sew. Okay, so it's going to be joined together, or you can sew them differently. Okay, let me not confuse you. Sew this one differently, form the cup. Sew this one and this one also, and form the cup for this. So once you have formed the cup for this, you carry this one and lay on top of this, while this one will be sewn right here. Okay, so that is that. So this is how to go about this dress. So I believe this class was helpful to you. So if you are new to this channel, please kindly subscribe, turn on your notification bell to receive videos like this every day. Like this video, share to family and friends, drop your comment on the comment section and your suggestions as well. Thank you for coming, and see you in the next class.